Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. One word dominated the political discourse in the country today. That word is Pegasus, a spyware which can be hacked, which can in fact hack your phone without you knowing, at times just by a simple missed call, and then have complete access over your phone. The Pegasus spyware is a scandal that has rocked the world. But in India today, the second list of individuals who are on this reported list was released. With the latest list now, after journalists, now opposition leaders, election commissioners and even BJP leaders, two cabinet ministers, some people linked to RSS and the country's virologists, all of them find a mention. Rahul Gandhi, who was targeted, tweeted that how scared is the government, calling the BJP the Bharatiya Jasoos party. Amit Shah, whose resignation the opposition has now demanded, wrote a post questioning the timing of this leak, saying, "People have often associated this phrase with me in lighter vein, but today I want to seriously say the timing, the selective leaking and the disruptions. Aap chronology samajhiye." This is a report by the disruptors of the structures, and disruptors are globally organizations which do not like India or their progress. Meanwhile, companies like Apple, Google, who market themselves on data security, today made statements saying the spying, all of this kind of spying needs to stop. The head of WhatsApp and Facebook also said that. Well, Will Katkar tweeted saying the spyware industry is out of control and it must be stopped.
The scandal over the alleged Pegasus phone hack just got bigger. First, it was a long list of journalists. Today, it's top political figures and officials. At least two numbers used by Rahul Gandhi were part of the alleged Pegasus phone hacking scandal.
Rahul, let me go inside Parliament right now. We'll discuss on implement. When it comes to surveillance,
also revealed in the leaked phone number list was the number of Ashwini Vaishnav, the new IT minister. These names were reported by The Wire as part of the international group of news publications investigating a long list of leaked numbers, with over 300 reportedly from India. The other high-profile targets include Abhishek Banerjee, Vice President and General Secretary of the Trinamool Congress, also Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's nephew, Prashant Kishore, poll strategist in the TMC's campaign and now reportedly in talks with the Congress. Prahlad Patel, leaked list contains numbers of Patel, his wife and 15 close associates. Aides of Smriti Irani and Vasundhara Raje, Ashok Lavasa, then election commissioner, who dissented in giving clean chits to PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah for poll code violations. Family members of the Supreme Court employee who accused then CJI Ranjan Gogoi of sexual harassment.
it is beyond dispute that the data has nothing to do with surveillance.
Barely an hour earlier, Mr. Vaishnav, as the IT minister, had defended the government over charges of illegal snooping.
It is evident, Honorable Chairman Sir, Speaker Sir, that NSO has also clearly rubbished the claims in the report. A highly sensational story was published by a web portal yesterday night. Many over-the-top allegations have been made around this story. Honorable Speaker Sir, the press reports have appeared a day before the monsoon session of the Parliament. This cannot be a coincidence.
The media investigations have said the agency which targeted these numbers is unidentified. NSO, which is the maker of the Pegasus hacking program, says it only shells these to vetted governments.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी का नाम बदलकर अब भारतीय जासूस पार्टी रख देना चाहिए। अमित शाह को एक सेकंड भी क्या अपने पद पर बने रहने का अधिकार है? उन्हें बर्खास्त क्यों नहीं किया जाना चाहिए? क्योंकि ये सब तो उनकी देखरेख में हो रहा है।
इस पूरी कहानी में एक एविडेंस नहीं आया है जो भारत सरकार को इसे लिंक करता है। ये सारी कहानी मॉनसून सत्र के एक दिन पहले क्यों खोली गई? 45 से अधिक देश पेगासस का उपयोग कर रहे हैं, जैसा कि एनओसी ने बताया है, तो सिर्फ भारत को ही टारगेट क्यों किया जा रहा है?
While Gandhi was targeted around 2018-2019 in the run-up to the last general elections, Vaishnav was reportedly targeted in 2017 before he joined politics. Prashant Kishore's phone was reportedly targeted in 2018-2019 and as recently as April-June, and even this month on the 13th, the day he met Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi in Delhi.
With the Union Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav planning to make a statement in Rajya Sabha on the Pegasus spyware scandal issue on Tuesday, the opposition parties are gearing up to corner the government on this issue and also to demand a joint parliamentary committee probe into this scandal.
NDTV Bureau Report.
Well, breaking news coming in at this hour. Shilpa Shetty's husband, Raj Kundra, has been arrested by Mumbai police. This in a case of what they say is for creation of pornographic films. Let's go across to my colleague Saurabh joining us on the phone line for more. Saurabh, what exactly is the case? What is the evidence against him?
Well, the nature of the evidence is still not clear, but this is a case that was registered with the crime branch of the Mumbai police, which is the elite crime investigation team of the Mumbai police, in February 2021, so which was this year, towards the beginning of this year. And this case dealt with creation of pornographic films and publishing them through some apps. Now, in this case, there's been a pretty clear statement from the CP of Mumbai police, and of course, Raj Kundra, as we know, is actor Shilpa Shetty's husband, and the statement from the Mumbai police says that there was a case registered with the crime branch in February 2021 about the creation of pornographic films and publishing them through some apps. We have arrested Mr. Raj Kundra in this case on 19/7/21, as he appears to be the key conspirator of all of this. We have sufficient evidence regarding this. The investigation is in progress. So obviously what the Mumbai police are alleging is that Mr. Raj Kundra is a key conspirator in a case of publishing pornography. And that's the case in which they've arrested him as of 19th July. And obviously Mr. Raj Kundra will have to be produced in court and all of that as well. But of course this is a breaking story at this point, and more details are expected over the course of the day.
Right, and Saurabh, we were getting reports earlier in the day that he was called in for questioning, and from there, post that, his arrest happened?
Well, yes, I mean, obviously, the police would have called him for questioning before arresting him, and Mr. Raj Kundra, one believes, would have appeared before the police. That is, of course, procedure in law. I mean, when the police are investigating a case, they usually question people before they go ahead with an arrest, unless of course there's a pressing need to do so. In this case, what the police believe is that they have sufficient evidence, which is why they've gone ahead with the arrest. But again, this is at this point they also clarify that investigations are still on.
Right, and Saurabh, if you could explain a little bit about the nature of this company that Raj Kundra runs at this point.
Oh, well, at this point, those details are still, sketchy as to what company and what was the nature of the crime and what was the involvement of Mr. Kundra. But the Mumbai police say that he appears to be a key conspirator. So that's a pretty strong statement. Now, how this alleged crime was committed and how Mr. Raj Kundra was a part of it and what his alleged role was is something that's still at this point a matter of investigation, but of course it deals with pornography, and apparently, there were some pornographic films that were published through apps, and the Mumbai police believe that they have enough evidence to arrest Mr. Raj Kundra and, go ahead with his arrest in this pornography case.
All right. Thanks, Saurabh, for bringing us up to speed with that. So businessman Raj Kundra, husband of Shilpa Shetty, actor Shilpa Shetty, arrested by Mumbai Police's crime branch today evening. This regarding the allegation against him, according to the police, that he's a key conspirator in production of pornographic films. Switching our focus to COVID now, where apart from Maharashtra, another state that has constantly had high numbers is the state of Kerala. But despite Kerala lifting its restrictions, lifting its restrictions for the Bakrid is what has come under questioning by the Supreme Court.
With the UP government agreeing to suspend the Kavod Yatra this year, the Supreme Court wrapped up the case, only to take up another. Kerala's decision to relax the lockdown for 3 days to celebrate Bakrid. However, today is the second day of the exemption.
time കൊടുത്തിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ തിരക്ക് ഒരുപക്ഷെ കുറയുമായിരുന്നു. 2-3 ദിവസത്തെ ടൈം കൊടുക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് തിരക്ക് കൂടും, അസുഖം കൂടാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്.
Top court sought Kerala's response by today itself on a plea against the relaxation. The petitioner's lawyer argued Kerala's decision is politically motivated and contrary to Supreme Court observations in Kawar Yatra issue. Kerala has a 10.96% COVID positivity rate, higher than Uttar Pradesh. And government decision is nothing but political and communal considerations. Kerala government explained by saying decision taken after Traders Association wanted the relaxation. Only a few shops are being exempted for 3 days, 18th, 19th and 20th July. Otherwise, COVID norms are being followed strictly. Will file affidavit explaining the government stand. Kerala is adding over 13,000 cases a day on average currently, the highest in India. Top court's strong warning obliged Uttar Pradesh to cancel the Kawar Yatra. Now will Kerala follow suit? The big difference is that by the time the court takes up the case tomorrow, it would already be the third day and last day of the lockdown relaxations. NDTV Bureau Report.
The freak weather system that caused havoc in Mumbai over the weekend is one of the largest thunderstorms the city has seen. The height of the thunderstorm was approximately twice that of Mount Everest. This, according to the meteorologist.
"48 hours after a record rainfall in Mumbai, where some parts of the city reported over 200 mm of rain in a span of 3 hours, the heaviest single-day rainfall in July in 7 years, causing havoc in a city which depends on the sea for drainage."
अगर आपको कोई बोल रहा होगा कि इतनी बारिश में पानी नहीं भरेगा तो वो साफ साफ झूठ बोल रहे हैं। दुनिया भर में आप देख रहे हो, अभी भी आप देख रहे हो, कल पेरिस में हो, जर्मनी में हो, जब 200 mm से ज्यादा बारिश होती है तब तकलीफ होती है। हम सभी लोग कल रात को जागे हुए थे, आप भी शायद रास्ते पे थे, तो कल की समस्या एक नेचुरल डिजास्टर थी।
In the last 48 hours, the Santa Cruz Observatory received 305 mm rainfall, whereas the Colaba Observatory received 240 mm rainfall. Between Saturday 11:30 p.m. and Sunday 4:30 a.m., Santa Cruz Observatory received 235 mm of rainfall, while Colaba got 196 mm. This is 1/3 of monthly rainfall in 5 hours. Monthly average rainfall for July is 827 mm, which is peak monsoon month.
See the way the climate change has been taking place. We can expect this kind of, within a short period, we can expect intense rainfall, definitely in future as well. So because the global warming is taking place, which is causing the climate change.
While the Met Department and civic officials blamed climate change, the city continues to struggle with urban floods. The BMC has allocated 150 crore for stormwater drain work in this year's budget and claims of the 386 chronic flooding spots identified in the city, 171 have been fixed. It is yet to complete the widening of stormwater drains to handle 50 mm rainfall per hour. But authorities continue to say that these measures are inadequate for such freak weather events.
The island city of Mumbai witnesses flooding in low-lying areas during high tide, and the civic body is yet to find a permanent solution for it. But the freak weather events occurring at alarming rate are also putting the city at a higher risk. In Mumbai with Saurabh Gupta and camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, this is Purva Chitnis for NDTV.
To Tamil Nadu now, with the government today released results of class 12th students. Great news, all 8 lakh students enrolled have passed. The school education department had taken into account marks of class 10th, 11th, besides practical marks of class 12th in the 50-20-30 ratio. The state's school education minister told NDTV Sam Daniel there was no compromise made.
Ruben, a class 12 student in Chennai, is happy. He scored 96% in his assessment for the last year. It was an all-pass exam across Tamil Nadu this time. All the 8 lakh students who were enrolled have been promoted. Ruben has already earned provisional admission at a private engineering college.
Plans currently is to do engineering in a good college. So So next step is to go for ANNA counseling.
This mark is enough. We're not very sure. We've been seeing previous years. So we thought we should have somewhere we need to secure it and then also try.
Teaching and testing had turned completely online the whole academic year due to the pandemic. The school education department had taken into account 50% of class 10 marks, 20% of class 11 marks and 30% of practical or internal marks of class 12. The government says there was no compromise.
We are seeing it as a consistent thing for the students' education. Based on that, we have evaluated. I think there is no compromise on that. Justification should be to all. So based on that thing, like we, as our Honorable Chief Minister, he selected one method.
It's a happy ending of sorts for several lakh students and parents after a year-long nightmare with enormous loss of life and livelihood. For many, this would also be a beginning of a phase of anxiety over college admissions and resources. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, NDTV.